So let's move on to the sales side of foreign currency transaction. So before that, I'm going to do a little bit of data grouping. Anyway, leave it. Okay, so I just copy the currency, the blank currency, to the blank currency of the sales side, move up to the formula bar, and change the type to R, which is a sales transaction. Let me ungroup this one as well, because I moved the grouping before and I grouped the blank currency for the payment. Okay, so that when I close this one and this one, let me close this one as well. Group these one, ungroup this one, ungroup this one, ungroup this one. Let me just do all the ungrouping. Okay, just group all these. Okay, close this one and close the settlement. So we have the settlement here. So yeah, we have the sales. And now we only have the sales transaction for these two. This is an R. Let me just make it a little bigger. So these two are the sales transactions, right? These two. Invoice 003 is in euro. Just make it a little bigger. The sales invoice 003 is in euro, okay? We're going to settle the sales invoice 003 with bank 3, which is Japanese yen, and bank 0, which is bank 0 is in Canadian dollar. Let's see. Yeah, Canadian dollar. So that means we have to fill in the receipt amount in these two cells, right? So let me just copy the one from the payment. Let me just copy the rate from the purchase side to the sales side. And let me change the type to R, which is a sales. And instead of a payment amount in currency code, instead of this one, I'm going to use the receipt amount in currency code. Okay, so I just change the formula to RCT, which is this one, divided by the settlement code. Okay, and we have the 20 here because we didn't enter the validation here. So let me just add conditional format to highlight these two in green. Let me just go all the way back to the first row of the receipt amount in invoice currency column, Alt-O-D, and then set a new rule, use the formula, left click the format values, and then we select the blank cells, which is column W and row 8. Then we press F4 to unlock the row, which is the number. And if the number is not equal to 1, that means there is a value in this column, a currency code. Then we are going to return a format that allows us to fill in the green area. Okay, so just press OK all the way, and then in the applies, you select the receipt amount in invoice currency, then press N all the way to highlight the column and apply. Okay, so let me see what we have. So we have the two green areas to fill in, right? So let me fill in some number here first. 500, 250, something like that. Then we have the rate automatically popping up here. For the unit, we can also copy the currency unit from the purchase side. Okay, let me just copy the formula. Just make this smaller, and I go to sales currency unit and change the formula. So if the transaction type is R, which is a sales, yeah, we can just keep all these. Okay, so we have the currency here. That means the settlement of 150. Okay, anyway, let me just close this one. So if the settlement is 1500 Japanese yen times 0.33 euro divided by 1 Japanese yen equals 500 euro. So you're settling for your euro invoice in 500 euro. Okay, this will be used in the accountant's pack. So we just have to keep this in mind. We have to add a validation here so that we can only enter a number here. Okay, basically we can open this up. Let me just go all the way up. and copy the validation of the payment. Just make some small changes. Alt-DL to bring it up. Let's see what we have. Okay. We go to the first row of the receipt amount, invoice currency, and then Alt-DL to bring up the validation. Actually, I've created before. So that means there are two conditions. The first condition is if W8, which is this column, if this column is not equal to 1, that means you have a currency code here, and V8, which is this column, your receipt amount in invoice currency is a number. Then you are allowed to enter. So let me try the validation here. So let's say if I enter ABC, then I should expect a warning because I can only enter a numeric value. So that's all the things for the sales side. In the next video, I'm going to move on to the last part of the foreign currency transaction, which is the interbank transfer. Okay, so stay tuned.